When I hit my middle to late 40s, I suddenly found myself different. I felt different. I was weak in the legs. I was rubbery. I ached. And I thought, this is weird, but it was just so nebulous. Anyway, I ended up going to my GP at 47 and saying, I don't feel right. I don't feel well. I'm not sick. I just don't feel well and I'm aching. And of course, it's menopause, isn't it? You know, you've got menopause. So I continued with that for a few years. And at 50, I got a frozen shoulder. And finally, I got sent to the top shoulder bloke who did Shane Warne's shoulder. And I thought, yeah, that'll be good enough for me. Anyway, he said, just wait a minute. And he came back after a few minutes and he said, you're seeing a neurologist in 5 days. And I went, why? And he said, don't worry about that. He said, I just want a second opinion. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be an orthopaedic surgeon? So I had no idea why. I turn up at a neurologist and an hour later I'm told, you've got Parkinson's. And I thought, bloody hell, how can I have Parkinson's? That's what old men get. But as I was leaving his rooms, I tripped over the pattern in the carpet. And he said to me, oh, don't worry about that. All my Parkinson's patients do that. And I thought, bloody hell, I'm a Parkinson patient. And I was numb. And I just went out, I paid the bill, I sat in my car. I don't even know how I got home in peak hour traffic. The diagnosis, yes, it made me feel shocked. It made me stunned and you know, I haunted the internet sites and I read all about it and I kept seeing the word depression and I honestly thought that meant the people got depression because they were depressed about having Parkinson's. Never ever thought of the word depression as being something that I would ever have. I just became very down and lost joy. It was like I couldn't smile and I felt perpetually sad and I kept trying to smile and it almost got to the stage where it hurt because the smile wasn't genuine, and that was basically because I made people uncomfortable. People don't like being around people who are chronically ill and are never going to get better. And of course I'd always come out with cliches and stupid damn things about, you know, I know someone 88 playing golf, or you'll be fine and you're strong. And I kept getting told how strong I was and I'm a survivor and I'm this, and the more they told me, the worse I felt, till we had our dog put down and it was like that was one too many drips in the bucket. And I just woke up crying one morning, and it wasn't normal crying. It was like it was coming up from my feet, and I sobbed for 24 hours and thought, no, this isn't normal. My husband said, Anne, you've got depression. And yeah, I was. And I'd been depressed for a while, probably since I was diagnosed. So I went straight to my GP. And luckily, his clinic was open that day and I was able to get in. I walked in crying, sat down crying, looked at him and he said, are you okay? And I said, no, I can't stop crying. And he said, I'm not surprised. He put me on antidepressants straight away, explained all about them, and bless his cotton socks, I went and saw him every week for 6 weeks. And at one stage I said to him, I really feel a lot better. He said, yeah, you are, but you're not good enough for me. He said, your head's above water, but you're not moving towards shore, which I thought was a rather good analogy. Once I got through all of that, I told friends, and I really did work through it quite well, but it took a long time. And then I did volunteer work with Parkinson Victoria, and I think that really cinched it for me. I just started to feel useful and wanted, and that made a big difference. I find that if you talk about it with other people, it demystifies it and, hey, let's get rid of this stigma. It's not true and it's not fair. It's been really rotten and revolting, but with all of the different things that I've done and all the different help I've had, yeah, I'm through it. I'm not scared anymore. Life is much better and I do now smile and mean it, and I laugh more, which is great.